Ever since I was a really little girl, I have loved having chooks. And as a gardener, they've become a big part of my life. They're fantastic at processing weeds into nutrients, they turn over the soil, and they're really good company. So today, I'm starting a brand new project, building a chook run. Come on, Squid, let's go. But the girls aren't actually going to be in my tiny garden. They're going to live in a shared space. It's on the driveway. There's a few houses here, we all have scraps and we all want eggs. So I reckon this is going to be a great, productive little space for our whole community. I built this chook house quite a few years ago from my friend's old floorboards when she was renovating her house. And I did it in a particular way. It's small enough it fits exactly on the back of my ute, which means from rental house to rental house I've been able to take it with me. But now I'm looking to make it into a permanent home and I think it's going to be fantastic. It's got some good little features, can lock the girls up at night and then open their little bridge up in the morning. Around the side I have a little spot to inspect for eggs. And then I'm going to add some perches and some nesting boxes underneath to make room for a much bigger flock. The plans are a little bit epic. I want absolutely everything here. So we've got a compost system going in over there. That means I'll be able to take the straw and the girls' manure. It can go straight in to be processed. I'm going to put a little trapdoor in the fence. So when I want them to come and do a little bit of extra work at my place, I just lift the latch and in they come. And then of course I'm going to put in some fencing right around the edge of the driveway and cover the area over. The fence is designed to keep the girls in, but around here we have a lot of foxes, so I need to build something to keep the predators out. So I've dug a trench about 500 deep all the way along the fence, and then I'm using some steel mesh that I got from the tip shop. I'm just tacking it onto the fence and I'll reinforce it later. The mesh is going straight down and then across the trench, so hopefully if the foxes dig down, they won't be able to find their way up. There is nothing like digging a hole and then having to fill it in. I actually started planting out this chook run last winter when I put in a heap of deciduous fruit trees. So I put in some figs that I'd brought with me, some new plums, and then a hedge of raspberries which is going to form a boundary fence along the front. And they're all going to grow up and create lovely shelter and shade for the chickens. But as well as protection from plants, they also need things to peck at, which is what I'm going to plant today. So greens are really, really important for their diet, and this is one of their all-time favourites. It's a herb, it's known as Russian comfrey, and it's a fantastic deep-rooted perennial. The roots go really, really deep, and it brings all of that mineral goodness up into the leaves. They absolutely love it. But as a gardener, I do too. So all of those minerals in the leaves also make a fantastic compost activator, or you can make a liquid fertiliser out of them, just steep them in some water, fantastic for all your leafy crops. As well as the comfrey, I'm going to sow a few seeds. So this is buckwheat, it germinates immediately almost, and they'll be pecking away at that before you know it. And the other thing I want to do is a little experiment. I'm interested in growing some lucerne for mulch for myself, but also for the girls to peck at. And strangely enough, lucerne, you might use it as mulch too, is actually just alfalfa. Now the farmers grow a different variety, but I'm going to try some sprouts out of the cupboard and see if I can get some plants going. The other thing I'm going to do to add to some of the other herbs I've already planted are some alliums, some garlic that's shooting in the cupboard and some onions. Comfrey is really easy to propagate, so once you've got it, you can spread it around the garden. All of these pieces came from one clump. Just dig it up in winter and break it into lots of little crowns for lots of plants. Simply cut the foliage off to reduce too much water loss, and then plant the crowns at the same level as they were in the pot. Plant the onion much like you do the garlic. Just dig a hole the right size and make sure the growing tip is pointing up. The seeds are the easiest of the lot. Just rough up the surface of the soil, sprinkle them on, dust them over, and water in. And because the chickens love these plants just as much as I do, I actually need to protect them from them. So I'm installing a little system. One part of the planting along the fence will be exposed for the girls to access and peck away. And the next part, I'm going to put the cage over it to protect it, let it get full again before I rip it off and let them at it. Well, I've got a heap more predator proofing and planting to get to, but I reckon you should check back later in the program to see how the chook run takes shape.
After all the hard yakka building the hen house, it's time for Millie to now start thinking about choosing the chooks.
Earlier in the show, I got to work on my chook run. I started with the planting and some predator proofing. And now I've also finished off the fence, installed a frame for the roof, and sealed it using high-strength chicken wire. Well, I've put plenty of sweat, a little bit of blood, no tears yet into this, and I reckon it's just about ready for girls. So it's time for the inspector.
Oh, look, you've laid a beautiful egg. Well done.
You may remember I visited writer and chicken whisperer Jessamy Miller to check out her backyard chook run and girls. Today I've asked Jessamy to make sure everything's ready and then help me choose some hens. What do you reckon?
Wow, I love it.
Switch that gate. So I've tried to make it really predator proof.
This roofing is fantastic.
So I put in 2 points of drinking water, one to refill every day and then one that's a bit more permanent little water pot here.
Yeah, that looks lovely and cooling, and they'll like to drink their water. Fantastic.
Sit up and have a perch.
Yeah.
And then done a bit of a reno on the hutch, put some more perches in for more girls. And then I found this old mower catcher, which I reckon's going to make a really good little nesting box.
Oh, I love it. What chook wouldn't want to nest in there?
So I'm hoping the old pavers and the logs on the raspberries are going to stop them scratching them up.
I hope so too, but it's a great idea.
And of course, a mirror for the girls to preen in front of.
I can tell this is going to be their favourite spot on a hot afternoon, somewhere nice and shady with something special to look at themselves.
And of course, I've been using this straw as a mulch, which I'll replace pretty frequently.
The chooks are going to love scratching this up. So what are you going to do with it when it's all scratched up?
Rake it all down there, chuck it in the compost.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, what do you reckon?
I love it.
All right, does that mean we can go get the girls?
Let's do it.
My old girls are being looked after by a friend, but I'm going to pick up a few young ones from a local chook auction. The Kyneton and District Poultry Club is a not-for-profit group dedicated to helping beginner and established feather fanciers keep happy, healthy hens. Or ducks, peacocks, guinea fowl, whatever you fancy. Vincent Nicoletti is the club president and an authority on our feathered friends. Tell us a bit about the auction.
People put their birds in and they put their little ticket on it and they put a reserve on them.
So you've got people coming to sell birds as well as coming to buy birds from all over the place.
That's correct. We've got people from New South Wales, South Australia, all over Victoria, buyers and sellers.
How many chickens do you reckon are going to be for sale today?
Well, there's 426 cages just off the top of my head.
Wow.
And most of them have got probably 2 birds in each. So there's 800 birds plus.
So there's everything from show birds to backyard layers.
That's correct.
Picking a chicken can be overwhelming with so many colours and breeds and varieties available. So I'm going to get some tips. It's a lot like choosing a plant, isn't it? Choosing the right chicken. There's a lot of things to consider.
There is. So you really have to think about what purpose do you want them for. Do you want a great egg layer? Do you want to have a meat bird that will placidly roam the garden and be good for cuddles? Or do you want a lovely fluffy mother hen to raise some chicks? Or do you want a terrific forager to scratch around the garden? And then you consider your climate. Is she going to be suited to the hot weather?
So it's hot and cold here.
Yes, that's right. So not too fluffy, but not too close feathered.
Better get in there.
Let's do it. Now, let's have a look at these beautiful Aracanas from South America.
Ah, they lay the blue eggs.
They lay the blue eggs. They're so exciting, aren't they? And they look like lovely girls. So that would be a good pick for you.
All right, they're on our list of possibilities. I've seen some Barnaveldas around here.
Yes, the Barnaveldas are lovely, aren't they? Look at those gorgeous girls. They'll be great layers, beautiful dark brown eggs. And I really like the look of them because they're healthy, they're bright-eyed, they've got nice clean legs, they haven't got dirty tails or anything. They look like a lovely choice for you.
And they're really good company in the garden, so
Yes.
all right, they're definitely
a nice
on the
busted
list.
bird. Yeah, all right. Now, let's see what's next, shall we? I just love these Anconas. This is a beautiful Italian chook that I wish more people knew about because they are one of the best purebred layers. Beautiful white shelled eggs, and they're very smart. I think you could teach them tricks quite easily, and very busy in the garden. I love them.
They're really pretty. All right. It's a silent auction. Bids are written on the cages, and it's run to government regulations.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are just tripping over onto 20 minutes to go. So you should have your bids on now. You should know what you're doing. Put that bid on, knock the competition out. When time is called, you will exit by the nearest door. Anybody that's fiddling will be outed. It's a worse crime than putting sandpaper on a cricket ball.
All right, go on. He's going to outbid me, though, I know it. He's already spent $100 getting here. It's on. All right. Oh. He might have just done me. That's pretty expensive.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is time. Please exit by the nearest door. Please exit
Now,
by
everyone leaves the shed while the auctioneers check to see who's the highest bidder. Finally, we can enter and claim our girls. We got the Anconas. All right, well, I owe you $100. Is this how this works?
Yeah, yep, easy now. There, she's a nice one.
Yeah,
She's had her head out all day long.
she has.
People talking to us.
Yes,
We'll just put
she's
her
a
in
lovely girl. Well, we better get the girls home. Should be right there, girls.
Was very productive.
I think we did well.
Yes, I think so too.
Happy with it. Of course, these chooks are not just for me. Lots of people are going to share the eggs and the fun of having them around. So I've asked a mate to come and help us release them. Are we ready, do you think? Let's do it.
Hello, girls.
Hello. Oh, now you're interested. Come on. So I've never had a mixed flock like this. I've always had one breed. How are they going to get along, do you think?
I think they will get along well because they're the same age, a very similar size and quite similar temperament.
Yep.
But they will need a couple of days to sort out their pecking order, and that might mean a few dust-ups. But once they're established, I think they'll be absolutely fine because look at all the distraction here. They've got a spacious run and plenty to keep them busy, so they're not going to be stressed out and picking on each other.
Thank you for coming along today. I couldn't have done it without you.
I had so much fun. It was one of the best days of my life.
Great. Well, next auction, I'm happy to be your wing woman.
Well, I saw a lot of lovely birds today, so I will say yes to that.
Well, it has been a really big day, and in fact, it's been a big month getting this built, but I'm stoked with the results. Not only are these girls going to be great garden companions, they're going to dig up the soil, produce manure for my compost, and lay eggs. And they're really, really good fun to have around. I reckon if you've got some space for some chickens, you should have some.